then we got Seaman here who says the racist allyship garbage just ends up hurting the cast crew that worked on the film. Many people will just skip it. Well,
I have
I
to
don't
say,
know.
though, this is a very common misconception, but the cast and the crew already got
Got
paid.
paid.
It's not hurting them one way or the other.
For
They
example,
may be
Michael Keaton made a
emotionally hurt,
cool, yeah.
but they
Sorry.
get no back office points or anything like that. The only ones who do are the above the line cast, and they are the ones that got paid millions of dollars anyway. So I wish people would stop talking about, oh, the cast and crew, they worked so hard on this. Yeah, this is a point when you're dealing with a $100,000 or $10,000 indie movie. Then you can raise that argument. This is a $200 million Marvel movie production. Never mind the crew here. They got paid well, and they moved on to other projects.
Well,
So,
the industry standard is that talent gets paid up front, anyways.
yeah, exactly. So
And
if
then
this,
the fans sort of subsidize that money later on with purchasing merchandise or watching it, and the advertisers paying for commercial. Like it's not the way you think it is. It's not like a normal job where you work your hours and then you get paid.
exactly. So
No, it's like a prepaid contract, basically.
Yeah. So if this movie ends up underperforming because of let's just say that the Antifa decides that we're going to do as this woman here says, we're going to prevent white people from watching it. If that were to happen, it is in a sense a victimless crime, because the only ones that would end up losing on it would be Marvel, not the crew, not the cast. They wouldn't lose anything. They got paid the exact same thing anyway.
Yeah, like a good example I was going to say earlier when I accidentally interrupted you, Andre, was recently we found out Michael Keaton made a cool $2 million for showing up for a few minutes in Batgirl. His feelings are not hurt. I guarantee you that movie's not coming out.
Yeah.
He got paid.
Exactly. And same thing with the crew that got up early in the morning, worked really hard to make every single shot, the best they possibly could. They got paid, and then they moved on to another production. So stop feeling sorry for them. There's
not only that, there's plenty of productions that actually get put out there where people's work doesn't even get shown. So you're gonna feel sorry for them every time too. That no, not really. They got paid.
The crew don't have the same emotional commitment to a movie.
Not usually, no.
Than the actors or writers or directors. They kind of line
kind of
up
like another day at the office, more or less.
Yeah, they're, when you're working, I guess, on, let's say, Star Wars 1, and you're doing so much new stuff, yeah, it's pretty easy to get caught up with the energy of the director and what you're trying to do. But when you're doing one piece of Disney garbage after another, you kind of just suck it up and do it.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I mean, I'm sure there's certain people that get their feelings hurt, especially in, like, say, special effects, when, like, they work really hard. And we're going to talk about this weekend, actually, script when it comes to the Frighteners, for instance. They work really hard on something like a character that's completely, costumed and designed and all these fancy effects and everything for it to just get completely cut to the cutting room floor. Yeah, I'm sure that's got to hurt somewhat. Yeah. But guess what? You still got fucking paid. So what difference does it really make?
Or didn't, because you work in special effects, and they're the ones that don't get paid.
Yeah, they don't really get paid all that much. But you got paid to make that stupid thing. That's my point, though. You still got paid.
The only pain of this is that they've lost something on their resume they can use to help them get further work. Like, especially in the effects department or hair and makeup, or even in performing or lighting or whatever. It's like, yeah, I worked on that, but unfortunately you will never see it. So it's not even really a good resume option. And if it's someone that started brand new, it's like one of their first films that they worked on, they got paid, but they don't have any credit to show for it. So they got to make that the next thing they work on. And hopefully they get the next thing to work on. That's the only real negative.
That's true. And but in that sense, like, as long as you're good at your job, you're going to get another job in Hollywood behind the scenes and that. The only people who really hurt is like, oh, if you're like an up and coming actor and say, your one little scene got cut out of a big movie, yeah, that might be kind of detrimental to you, but you just got to keep trying harder and get another role. You know, it's just one of those things. It's no different than any other job in that respect. But
just a lot of partying and glad handing.
yeah, it's hard to feel sorry for a lot of professional pretenders, though, and people who are getting to do what they love for a living. It's sometimes
I feel much more sorry for those who are really struggling and trying and haven't succeeded and never will succeed. I reserve my sympathy for those.